Hey, good afternoon to you. Mark Seth with HurricaneTrack.com here. Off-season discussion for you real quick. Going to talk about some Great Plains severe weather coming up this week. Now, don't worry. We're not looking at a major, big-time, high-impact, everybody head for the storm cellar kind of event. But there is enough of an interest, at least from me, in what's developing for this week that I'm going to head out there starting tomorrow morning for a couple of days. Going to work with a couple of my supporters that are out there, and we're going to do some testing. And I'm going to talk about that with you here, a little bit of a briefing for you, kind of setting everything up, explaining what I will be doing out there, and a little bit about what to expect. All right, well, let's get on with it. Well, the main area that I'm interested in, this is valid on Tuesday. Slight risk in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, south central Kansas. Not a major big time. It's not enhanced yet. May never get there. May never even get to moderate, or certainly not high, hopefully. And that's fine. I want to be able to go out and do a little bit of preliminary testing, kind of, dip my toe in before jumping in feet first later on in May when we take the whole crew out there. I'll talk about all this, but there's a purpose to what I'm doing, and I want to explain that as well as set up the situation. So this paragraph right here really helps to explain things from the Storm Prediction Center. Basically, it is telling us that there is some energy coming in from this trough out of the desert southwest that'll be moving into the area rather slowly, slower than what the GFS was thinking just a few days ago, more towards what the Euro was showing, but it's pretty slow. Some of that energy will eject out into the Great Plains. There will be some moisture return. The advection of moisture, that's the lateral movement of moisture coming up out of the Gulf. So there will be some energy, some moisture. We have daytime heating. Yep, temperatures will be in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. Again, with the moisture, sufficient dew points. And as they talk about in here, there will be enough of a dry line to develop, and it'll be sharp enough that there will be some storms that should develop on Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. And, there are some issues with the overall cap that could be in place. Will there be more warm air, over warm air, or will there be colder air? Because you have to have cold air over warm air to create instability. Yeah, there's questions. There is uncertainty. But there should be some storms, and the environmental conditions do support that what does develop would be more supercell in structure than a large squall line or something like that. So, I'm interested. I want to go. I got people that can help out, and so I'm going to do it. I'm going to board a plane tomorrow and fly out to Dallas, where I will be meeting up with a gentleman named Matt. He's going to pick me up. He's coming up from Austin, and we're going to head out. And we're actually going to meet up with another one of our supporters, Jeff, over in Weatherford, have dinner, to kind of talk about things, and then be ready for Tuesday. I'm taking with me a few of my camera systems, as well as another very important piece of equipment, which I will show you and explain about in just a second. But here's the setup. This is the area that I'm most interested in. This is valid tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday morning. And if we put this into motion, just a few frames here, you see that energy coming out of the desert southwest through Arizona. This is early Tuesday morning, sunrise Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Yes, there is some energy in here, some forcing. You got the low-level moisture coming in. The dry line will be sitting in here. Yeah, there will be some severe thunderstorm activity. Nothing really big-time widespread, and that's great for obvious reasons for the people that live there. Duh. But for me, too, I don't want to go out there and it be a really big day, a moderate or a high risk. And there's thousands of chasers, a lot of pressure. I don't do this very often. I'm not as good at this as I am the hurricane stuff. But remember also, I want to make it very clear, I'm not necessarily going out to do storm chasing. I'm using this as a backdrop to test equipment that we use in the hurricane season. I can because I have the support from our crowdfunding partners to do so. One of the things that I want to test, in addition to turning on some cameras, I'm going to take four of them with me, kind of show people what it looks like out there. Maybe we see something, maybe we don't. But that's not the major point. The point is, does everything work? And if so, how well? And we want to make sure it works consistently, including our new connected Kestrel system, a sort of name that we came up with from one of our supporters down in Charleston. Pete came up with that idea, that sort of moniker. This is the Kestrel Drop 3 sensor from Kestrel, great instrument. This will tell us, among other things, temperature, humidity, dew point, right? And this is a Raspberry Pi computer. Our good friend and colleague Jason up in Cary, North Carolina, has programmed the Raspberry Pi, to talk to, over Bluetooth, this guy. They're connected, so we can get data and send it over the Verizon network. We're using a Verizon hotspot in all of our camera boxes to send this data to the web server at HurricaneTrack, the insider site, and we can watch it in real time. For those of the supporters can check in and see it. So that's what we want to test. Why? Because we're going to have 20 of these during hurricane season. Every single live camera will have a connected Kestrel associated with it. And 3 of the live camera systems will have an anemometer from R.M. Young as well. I can't take one of those with me on this event because I can't airline that. We're waiting to do that later in the month of May when we all drive out there. Myself, Mike Farrow, Brent Lynn, Greg Nordstrom hopefully helping out too from Mississippi. It's not quite time yet. So this is like a little scouting mission. Just kind of going out on a low-end event that will have some supercell activity, and we'll see what we get. But the main thing is I want to test that. I'm taking 4 of them, and this is a great opportunity to do so. All right, so that's why I'm going. This is the environment. This is Monday morning through Tuesday. There we go into Tuesday afternoon. There's the dry line right in there. Kind of sharp, dew points 60s over here, 20s back here. The difference between those two air masses, yep, right along there, we should see some supercells develop, some severe weather. Not big time widespread. I want to make sure I make this very clear. Not hyping anything up. I'm telling you what I'm doing. And it could be interesting, a little bit of an adventure. I will be tweeting about it. I'll talk about it. I'll do a couple of YouTube videos. And then for our subscribers, if you want to call them that, I like the word cooperative, or supporters or investors, they get to see their investment from Patreon pay off in real time. So we will have that available, all of this, on the HurricaneTrack Insider site. And in fact, this is what it looks like. This is the map, the fancy interactive tracking map that was produced for us from Will Woodgate, one of our supporters over in the UK. I will be heading into this area, generally speaking, set up some equipment there, see what we get. Hopefully the dry line kind of passes through. Maybe we have a camera or 2 here, maybe something over here, so we can see the difference. Chart it, graph it, plot it. When it's done, get Brent on top of that. He does great analytics for us in visualizing the data. We'll do that later on. But that's generally the plan. What will it look like? Well, let me just show you real quick. This is the general idea. This is just a live cam I have over at one of my friend's house, actually his business, over near the airport here in Wilmington. But this is the data. I was just testing it from my office earlier. Kind of warm in my office, 77 degrees when I plotted this a little bit ago. Right, I unplugged it so I could show you guys. But this is what it looks like, and it'll update in real time every minute. So imagine, as they say, imagine if you will, that when we're out there, Matt will be helping me, and we place a camera. Let's get red going in here. Let's say we place a camera. I'm just spitballing here. Camera system here, maybe another one here, maybe one up here, and then maybe one over here to the northwest. Just, again, spitballing it. Let's say we do that, and we get some severe storms coming through, maybe a couple supercells pass by like that. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, we'll catch it, and you'll be able to watch that just like I showed you over there on the, there's a couple we have down here. These aren't connected with weather data just yet, but here's a camera in Victoria, Texas. Wait for it to load, but whatever. Freeport, a permanent camera down there at the waterfront. That's the idea. We want to test this stuff. Sometimes it takes a minute for Nest to populate, which is kind of a drag because I have to ad lib But anyway, you've seen it work before. You know, it's pretty good. Hold on, let me get me back here. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm going to be doing. Be heading out tomorrow. I'll be in Dallas by 11 a.m. We'll check out the latest guidance and see what's up. And we'll be ready for Tuesday. And I'll report in and show you what's going on. And when I get back, we'll do an update and show you the data. And be ready for the next time, later in May, when things are probably going to be a little bit more busy with a much bigger, higher impact system. All right? All right. So no update tomorrow, unless I maybe do one at the hotel or something. Might be able to do one Tuesday. In fact, let's just plan on that. I think that makes the most sense. When I get up Tuesday morning, I will do the weekly video update. I'll update you on all of this, and we will be ready to rock and roll for whatever happens on Tuesday. Maybe some more images like what you got back there. That's a picture from last year's outing that we did at the end of May that was very fruitful. We did the same kind of thing, but we didn't have these connected kestrels. They were just dangling next to the boxes. They weren't talking to anything. We had to collect the data. This time, it's live. The data is going to be live, and I think that's really neat. So I'm excited about it. Can't you tell? All right. That is it from me for now. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I am Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com. I'll talk to you again from Texas on Tuesday morning.